Hello and welcome to Deep Dive from SmartBookWorms, where we dive deep into recently released books from authors you love to read. My name is Amanda, your virtual book guru. In today's episode, we'll be diving deep into a deep dive for The Grey Wolf by Louise Penny, the 19th mystery in the #1 New York Times best-selling Armand Gamache series. Today, I'm accompanied by the well-informed virtual book guru, Megan. So let's dive deep into today's deep dive, Louise Penny's The Grey Wolf.
Part 1. Water as a Weapon. The book depicts a complex plot to poison the drinking water of Montreal. The conspiracy reaches deep into the Canadian government, involving high-ranking officials and organized crime. The threat is first revealed cryptically through a series of events, including strange phone calls received by Armand Gamache and the disappearance of his coat. Gamache later receives a coded message in the Three Pines Church from a monk named Dom Philippe, who resides in a nearby monastery. This message alludes to a coming malady and the word water, suggesting a connection between the two. Gamache's suspicions are further aroused when he discusses the potential for a terrorist attack on the drinking water supply with General Whitehead, a high-ranking official in the Canadian military. This unsettling conversation reveals the vulnerability of the water supply and the devastating consequences of such an attack. The true scope of the danger becomes evident when Gamache's godson, David Levine, is revealed as the mastermind behind the plot. This betrayal adds a deeply personal element to the story and highlights the theme of trust and its fragility, as the attack is orchestrated by someone Gamache considers family. The climax of the story takes place at a water treatment plant, where Gamache and his team race against time to stop Levine from poisoning the water supply. The scene is fraught with tension and danger, involving attempted poisoning, a shootout, and injuries to Gamache. The attack is ultimately foiled, but the emotional and physical damage inflicted by the conspiracy runs deep. The plot to poison the drinking water reveals the vulnerability of a vital resource and the terrifying potential for large-scale harm. The novel suggests that the motives behind this plot are complex and multi-layered, potentially stemming from greed, political ambition, and a twisted desire to save the planet through radical means. The narrative underscores the importance of vigilance, the precarious nature of trust, and the devastating consequences of a successful attack on such a fundamental resource. This theme is further emphasized by the recurring motif of the gray and black wolves, symbolizing the constant internal struggle between good and evil that exists within individuals. The story highlights the unsettling reality that even those in positions of authority can be corrupted by power, and that protecting essential resources like water is a critical concern in an increasingly uncertain world.
Part 2. Anatomy of the Montreal Attack Plot. The book describes a planned attack on Montreal's water supply, intended to poison the drinking water with botulinum toxin. This attack was orchestrated by a conspiracy that included high-ranking government officials and organized crime figures. The objective of the attack was to create widespread chaos and death, leading to a political crisis that would allow the Deputy Prime Minister, Marcus Lauzon, to seize control of the government. The attack would be blamed on foreign terrorists, allowing Lauzon to appear as a strong leader and savior while simultaneously silencing political opponents and establishing a police state. The plan involved using Russian mercenaries to carry out the attack, ensuring the blame would fall on foreign actors. Key players in the conspiracy. Marcus Lauzon, the Deputy Prime Minister, is identified as the mastermind behind the plot. Jeanne Caron, Lauzon's chief of staff, is a key figure in the conspiracy. Joseph Moetti, the head of the Montreal Mafia, is revealed to be collaborating with Lauzon in the plot. Dom Philippe, an abbot from a remote Gilbertine monastery, is unwittingly drawn into the conspiracy and becomes a pawn in Caron's schemes. Charles Langlois, an environmental activist, uncovers evidence of the plot, leading to his murder. Motivations. Lauzon's motivation is a lust for power. He seeks to exploit the crisis caused by the attack to seize control of the government and establish himself as a dictator. Moetti's involvement is likely driven by the desire to expand his criminal empire and gain further influence within the government. Caron's motives are more complex, appearing to stem from a combination of loyalty to Lausanne and a desire to protect her family's legacy. Dom Philippe is initially driven by a desire to expose the plot and protect innocent lives, but is manipulated by Caron into becoming an unwitting participant. Target and method. The attack was planned to target one of the two largest water treatment plants in Montreal, the Atwater plant, or the Charles J. Desbaillet's facility in LaSalle. The method involved using botulinum toxin, a deadly neurotoxin that would contaminate the water supply and cause widespread death. The plan was to sabotage the plant's systems to allow the toxin to enter the water supply undetected. The attack is ultimately foiled by Gamache and his team, with the help of Manon Legace, a junior engineer at the targeted plant. Legace's knowledge of the plant's systems allows them to shut down the pumps before the toxin can fully contaminate the water supply. However, the conspiracy and its attempted execution leave a lasting impact, highlighting the vulnerability of vital resources and the dangerous potential for political manipulation and terrorism.
Part 3. Examining Jeanne Caron's motivations. Jeanne Caron's motives in the plot to poison Montreal's drinking water are multifaceted and evolve throughout the story. While she is deeply involved in the conspiracy, her actions suggest a more complicated role than simple ambition or greed. Caron's initial motives appear to be rooted in loyalty to her boss, Marcus Lausanne, the Deputy Prime Minister. She has been by his side since his first campaign and has played a key role in his political ascent. She orchestrates bribes and other illegal activities to help Lausanne gain power, demonstrating a willingness to cross ethical lines for his benefit. Caron's protective instincts extend to her family. When Gamache refuses to drop the manslaughter charge against Lausanne's daughter years earlier, Caron retaliates by threatening Gamache's son, Daniel. This aggressive act reveals a fierce determination to safeguard those she considers family, even through morally questionable means. However, Caron's loyalty to Lausanne seems to waver as she becomes increasingly aware of the true nature of his plans. She discovers Lausanne's secret meetings with individuals he should avoid politically and finds evidence connecting him to Joseph Moretti, the head of the Montreal Mafia, suggesting involvement in activities far more nefarious than she initially imagined. This realization triggers a shift in Caron's motives. She recognizes the potential for disaster if Lausanne gains absolute power and begins to act independently to gather evidence against him. She recruits Charles Langlois, an environmental activist, to investigate the water treatment plants, suspecting they are the target of Lausanne's plot. Caron's actions suggest a growing sense of guilt and fear regarding her involvement in Lausanne's schemes. When Dom Philippe, her estranged uncle, approaches her with information about the attack, she is initially hesitant but ultimately decides to work with him to stop it. Her decision to seek help from Gamache, the man she once threatened, further demonstrates her desperation and desire to prevent the attack. The extent to which Caron is willing to betray Lausanne remains unclear. While she provides Gamache with information about the attack and the location of Lausanne's incriminating documents, she maintains a level of self-preservation, potentially hoping to use this knowledge to protect herself from prosecution. Caron's motives are driven by a complex mix of loyalty, fear, guilt, and self-preservation. She is a master manipulator, capable of both orchestrating illegal activities and taking risks to protect others. Her character arc showcases a struggle between her past actions and a burgeoning desire to do the right thing, ultimately leading her to play a crucial role in thwarting Lausanne's plan.
Part 4. Exploring Chief Inspector Gamache's family dynamics. The book provides glimpses into Chief Inspector Armand Gamache's family life, revealing a close-knit and supportive network that plays a significant role in grounding him amidst the challenges and dangers of his work. Raina Marie, Gamache's wife, Raina Marie, is a constant source of strength and solace for him. Though she is not directly involved in police work, she is acutely aware of the stresses her husband faces. The novel depicts her as a warm and loving presence in Gamache's life. He frequently thinks of her and their life together in Three Pines, particularly during moments of crisis. For example, when Gamache is facing a stressful interrogation, he finds comfort in imagining Raina Marie at home, preparing dinner and surrounded by their dogs and cat. This mental image provides him with a sense of peace and normalcy amidst the turmoil of his investigation. Daniel, Gamache's son, Daniel, has a more complex relationship with his father. Their past is marked by challenges, particularly during Daniel's teenage years when he struggled with drug addiction. However, the book indicates that Daniel has since recovered and their relationship has significantly improved. Daniel demonstrates concern for his father's well-being, asking if he is okay when he notices signs of stress. This exchange highlights the growth in their relationship and Daniel's newfound empathy for his father. Annie, Gamache's daughter, Annie, is married to Jeanne Beauvoir, Gamache's second-in-command. Their marriage creates a close bond between the two families. Annie is depicted as a loving and supportive presence in her father's life. She is particularly concerned about the safety of Gamache and Jeanne during their investigation, expressing relief when they confirm they are safe. Grandchildren. Gamache is also a grandfather, though the novel provides limited information about his grandchildren. He mentions his granddaughter, Florence, in passing and expresses concern for the well-being of his grandchildren, Zora, Honoré, and Idola. This concern is particularly heightened when Lavigne threatens his family to extract information from him. The story primarily focuses on Gamache's professional life, leaving his family relationships somewhat underdeveloped. However, the glimpses provided suggest a strong and loving family that serves as an anchor for Gamache in the face of adversity. His family provides him with a sense of purpose and belonging, helping him navigate the moral complexities and emotional burdens of his work as head of homicide.
Part 5. Charles Langlois' Notes, a closer look. The book offers a detailed account of Charles Langlois' notes and their significance in unraveling the conspiracy to poison Montreal's drinking water and uncover a larger, even more disturbing plot. The initial discovery. The notes are first mentioned when Gamache's stolen jacket reappears in his Montreal office, containing a cryptic list of herbs and spices along with a torn note requesting a meeting at the open-to-night cafe. Gamache is initially unsure of the significance of these items, but recognizes the list as being unusual. Connecting the clues, the meeting at the cafe leads to the death of Charles Langlois, who is killed in a staged hit-and-run incident orchestrated by conspirators seeking to silence him. Langlois, before dying, reveals that he had discovered something concerning and believed the Charite was compromised. This statement, combined with the cryptic notes found in Gamache's jacket, reinforces the idea that Langlois possessed valuable information that powerful individuals wanted to keep hidden. Unveiling a larger conspiracy, later, Langlois' map is discovered hidden in Dom Philippe's monastery, alongside a second list of herbs and spices. When the two lists are combined, they form a partial recipe for chartreuse, the liqueur produced by the Carthusian monks at Grande Chartreuse. This revelation connects Langlois' investigation to the monastery and suggests a deeper layer to the conspiracy than initially suspected. The notebook's contents. Gamache and Beauvoir eventually obtain Langlois' notebooks from his estranged parents. The second notebook contains detailed information about the plot to poison Montreal's drinking water, including the date and time of the planned attack and the toxin being used botulinum. This information proves crucial in thwarting the attack and saving countless lives. However, it is the first notebook that reveals a far more sinister plot, one that involves the contamination of lakes and rivers across Quebec, potentially with the intention of seizing control of Canada's water resources. Significance and impact. Langlois' notes serve as the crucial pieces of evidence that allow Gamache and his team to understand the scope of the conspiracy and identify the key players involved. The notes highlight the danger of unchecked power and the lengths to which corrupt individuals will go to protect their interests. Langlois' meticulous documentation of his findings demonstrates his dedication to exposing the truth and protecting the environment, even at the cost of his own life. By piecing together the clues from Langlois' notes, Gamache is able to uncover the full extent of the conspiracy and expose the individuals responsible for the planned attack and the larger plot against Canada's water resources. His persistence and commitment to justice ensure that Langlois's efforts are not in vain and serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of safeguarding vital resources and holding those in power accountable for their actions.
And there you have it, The Grey Wolf by Louise Penny. Have you read it? If so, drop a comment below and let us know what you thought. And if you haven't, does this one sound like a must-read for you? If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more book deep dives, and share this video with your fellow book lovers. Until next time on Deep Dive with Smart Bookworms, keep reading, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next one.